Good morning, guys. I'm actually in the back of an Uber on the way to the airport, and I'm making a video for you guys how to manage your credit cards. If you don't already know, your credit cards, the worst thing that you can do with credit cards is to basically make random purchases. It's very, very important to understand how to use credit cards precisely. Now, if you don't already know how to research credit cards, your current credit cards, I'm willing to bet there's a lot of information that you do not know that could be crucial to increasing your credit limit and actually lowering your interest rate and actually getting approved for even better cards than you currently have right now. So if you currently have credit cards and you're stuck, there's a reason for that. And so today we're going to go over some basic things that you could do in order to basically fix that. So if you currently have credit cards, if you don't, well, still listen to this. It's important, because you'll understand the importance of having credit cards and how it affects your credit score. So for those of you that have credit cards, you don't want to use them at random places. That's like the worst thing to do. And all of your credit cards should be used for specific things. The most important reason is because credit cards are not just a tool for you to use as cash. They're actually a data mining tool. And so every time you're swiping, there's a ping given off to interchange your information about your buying habits, your spending habits. Either way, on your balance sheet of your bank statement, that stuff is forwarded to the creditor. They're allowed to use that accordance to the terms and conditions of the contract that you signed. And most people do not read the fine print, and most people are desperate or in need of credit cards that they just click yes. There's no other choice. Well, we cannot change the policies of credit cards unless we go to Congress and all that, but you guys don't want to do that. That's something that I'll do. But what you can do is you can limit the amount of exposure you have to merchants, such as receiving unwanted spam and advertising. So that it would be the most important thing, because it is crucial to not use your credit cards randomly, as it makes you look irresponsible. And the FICO algorithm is getting more and more sophisticated day by day, year by year, month by month, decade by decade. And what we want to do is basically demonstrate the usage of responsible borrowers. And responsible borrowers treat their own personal as a corporation. You notice corporations don't go on a shopping spree unless it pertains to their business. Otherwise, they wouldn't get a tax write-off, and just their books would not be organized. So what you guys need to do, for one, it's a very good habit to keep your finances organized. You use your credit cards for specific things that will build you equity. That will be a huge benefit right there. I'll say that again. You want to use your credit cards specifically for things that will build you equity. For instance, it's transportation. I'm actually going to a business meeting. Connecting my credit card to the Uber app, and I could easily write it off as transportation. So that's a business expense right there, and the credit card company knows it's for transportation purposes. And I like to take Uber because if I find myself driving for more than 15 minutes, that could be the difference between making significant money and losing a lot of money and losing an opportunity. So it's more efficiently to pretty much take an Uber. Don't really like driving these days. Uber's more efficient. I drive actually for pleasure, but these days I am working a lot, and it's the working hours, so I'm not driving. I'll drive if I'm on vacation sometimes, or if I'm with family and friends and having fun, then yeah, it's a very enjoyable experience. But the point is, you want to basically use your credit cards for expenses, and you want to use your credit card when you're traveling, because you will get rewards points. As I said before, using your credit cards solely to gain equity and build equity that will build your future for getting points and rewards, and also increasing your credit limits and getting more credit. And it actually gives the creditor more of a bird's eye view of how you're spending. And if you're using your credit cards for predictable purchases that are beneficial to your livelihood only, and not going to Walmart or buying this and buy just random purchases, because a credit card is a data mine tool to get information from you. It's their carrot on the stick is to give you this instrument to understand who you are, and it's not to invade your privacy, because in order for you to be on the grid and be in society, there's a limited amount of privacy. So that information is not shared to the public, but it is for their internal records for a myriad of reasons. Either way, this is something that you and I can't really change, but it's important to basically use your credit cards responsibly and use them for things that will build equity. When the credit card companies see you use your credit cards for specific ways, they're going to give you perks and bonuses and rewards. Now, all credit cards are not created equal. There are subprime credit cards that are terrible, you should not get. I'll name just 3 of them: Capital One, Horizon Gold, Credit One Bank. Those are like the subprime category. Those are gonna like keep you stuck. The prime category would be like all the major banks like USAA, Bank of America, Chase Bank, JP Morgan, American Express. And then, you know, those banks do have lower credit cards like student credit cards, entry-level credit cards. But in order to understand more about credit cards, you should definitely check out the link below. There is a site, it's called uscreditcardguides.com. It has tons and tons of information on every specific credit card there is. It will teach you how to use them, and it will also notify you of recent rewards and perks of certain credit cards. So, like I said, credit cards are a tool to be used to get your information for the sole benefit of, or not the sole, but for the benefit of you and the creditor, and just financial institutions. So you want to use them for, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm on my way to the airport. I'm using this credit card to book the ticket, to book the Uber to the airport, and then also when I arrive at my destination. So I will get rewards points, frequent flyer miles with the airline, and even airlines have co-branded credit cards that you could use that will accrue in points and stuff like that. So every step counts, every penny, every point counts. You want to continue to use your credit cards as a tool for your business. And it's important to basically run your life as if you're your own independent business, right? When you begin to view your finances and have a balance sheet just like a corporation, you become a more financial responsible person. So I don't know who manages the finances in your house or the credit cards, but if you have credit cards, you're going to need to keep it in your mind to use them only for predictable things that you do every month. Like, basically pay your utilities, like your gas, for your car, your electric, and stuff like that. Things that are just predictable. You don't want to go to the mall. You don't want to go to McDonald's and stuff like that. It's just something you just don't want to do, right? So that's how you want to use credit cards. If you want more information, read my blog. And what else do we have here? Let's see what else. Oh, one last thing. There's a company that you can check out. It's called Plastique, and it actually gives you the ability to use your credit card to pay your utility bills, and you will get rewards points. So I'll leave a link there for you guys to check it out, and I'll see you again.